Aloha. So I want to share with you guys the start of my forest grove garden. So I got a good amount of pigeon pea, moringa already put down in the ground, and I am currently placing a few more to kind of fill in the spots. So as you can see, these are pigeon pea. They're very small still, but they're such strong plants. I mean, these things are like powerhouses. You can put them anywhere and they'll survive. And this is what they'll look like in maybe about a month, maybe 2 months. I'm also putting down edible hibiscus, or what they call it, Tongan spinach. And I already have a few trees down in here because I kind of just got a little antsy. But I got a really good diverse group of small edible fruit trees that's going to go in this little grove. And this street is really high on foot traffic, and there's already a garden cart on the street. So this is going to be the garden grove. You could walk in here and pick citrus trees. I got a mandarin right here. I got a tangerine, and an awesome amount of fruit trees I've never even seen from the food forest that were left over. So these guys are all going to be going in here. But yeah, I got a lot of stuff already planted. It's really small, but I'm going to be covering it with cardboard soon. Like that. That's one truckload full. I'll go get another truckload sometime this week and do the cardboarding. And this is what I'm planting right here. See, oops, bring up this light. So I got comfrey, my boy comfrey, and then pigeon pea, moringa, and then these nut trees. I'm not really quite sure what they are. They kind of grow tall like papayas, I think. They were a gift to me, so I've never seen them grow. But this is what's going to go in right now, and I'm going to try and stay inside this. So I have about what, 1, 2, 3, 4 lines of support species already started to here. So I got about half the lawn planted, and I'm going to try to stay in here. So all those I brought are going to get planted in here also, and I'm not going to even start over there yet. So yep, I'm going to plant dense, lay cardboard, then I'm going to do sweet potato, then I'm going to do squash for the ground cover, and we'll see what happens from there. So big experiment. Hope you guys enjoy watching this grow. Peace. Before I started planting, I wanted to show you all the stuff that I'm adding more. So all the black bags are another layer of pigeon pea, moringa, and comfrey. So I'll probably have something like, ooh, I really haven't counted, but about 60 trees in this little spot in a few weeks. If they don't get mowed over or stepped on. So I gotta put down a whole bunch of flags so you can see all of them, because they disappear once you put them in the ground. They're pretty small still, but they're gonna get big and they'll fill up this whole place, and you won't be able to see the ground in about, let's say, 3-4 months. Well, after I cover the ground with cardboard, you won't be able to see it, but you should be able to block all the sun and suppress all the weeds eventually. So, alright, let's watch this forest grow. Little update here on my forest grove garden. I got some cardboard laid down on about half the project. And then me and my buddy Bill here, we started talking about ways to be able to keep this cardboard down, because where we're at, it's very windy. And I was having to chase this cardboard all around town, so I had to put more rocks on it, more rocks, and then we were talking about putting down some plastic to see if it'd hold down the cardboard and the moisture. And at first I was kind of scared it was going to toast the roots because it was so hot, but it pretty much seems to be catching the water and keeping the water trapped inside the cardboard. So cardboard is doing its job, but cardboard plus plastic seems to really be doing a job. So we're going to test this out. We're going to finish this whole line here with cardboard, and then we're gonna put down some plastic and see. And then we're talking about maybe running my chicken tractor that I'm building over there on the top of the rest of the... Alright, as you can see, the food grove has made tremendous progress. We're about 5 months in, 6 months in now, and we're getting a pretty solid covering with pigeon pea here. The cardboard is about as far as I'm going to take it for now. So we've gotten about almost 3/4 of the lawn taken over by cardboard. This is my fresh plantings right here. This is where I've laid my latest batches of cardboard. I've got a few papayas, some more little pigeon pea popped in, and then I got a dragon fruit around this little structure. This is a pomegranate I just plugged in. This is a mulberry bush. My papayas back here are actually decent size now. Sweet potato is starting to do its thing, starting to run. I had never covered any more with plastic. I found that the cardboard did just fine on its own, and it was just another expense I didn't want to spend. This is the chicken tractor I made. There's 3 little chicks in here. I let them come and go. I open it up and they kind of like run around and do their thing, but they live in here most of the time. This is an old recycled sign. This is the Waipuli complex sign. So I dug this out of a dumpster, and I just put a few PVC pipes over it, bent it over, put some recycled plastic chicken wire that I had laying around. That's an old, what do you call it, a screen cloth for a nursery. There's a tomatillo bucket on the back over here that holds the watering bucket and the feed bucket. So that bucket there, the white one, I have 2 nipples on the bottom of it, so that's what waters the chickens. And then this right here has the chicken feed bucket in there. So I kind of hung it down in there, and I just drop their food in there and they eat from there. But I usually just drop it in the front. I just feed them every day by hand instead of leaving too much food in there because it gets wet and funky. So yeah, what they're doing is they're ripping up. I pull up the cardboard, and I pull the chicken tractor over the open exposed cardboard, and there's just a massive amount of bugs in there that they just rip apart. So they rip apart all the bugs, they poop on it, and then I lay the cardboard back over, and it fertilizes it. So yeah, food grove is going off. So I'll take you through and I'll show you what's going on. Alright, so these are my citrus trees I planted a while ago, and then behind them I got cassava. These are the ice cream beans, zucchinis, papayas everywhere, cassava. There's a little squash over there. There's my citrus. She's already covered up with pigeon pea. This is a custard apple. And then over here, I just planted, that's an abayu tree. You're gonna have to look these up. Most of these you've never heard of. There's a fig right there. This is at the edge. I just planted these guys this week. In here I have more going on. There's another papaya. And then there is a rollinia right back in there. There's a rollinia. This is a black zapote, or a chocolate pudding fruit. Let me get back on the other side of this. So I'm starting to form kind of a, this is like the island of the walkway, so you're going to walk around this kind of thing. So as I'm taking out my bananas, as I harvest my banana trees, I chop down the trees and I'm putting them over here because they turn into great mulch. They just fall apart and they're big like water sponges. So I'm starting to form that with whatever kind of biomass I can get my hands on. Comfrey's doing good. Pigeon pea is filling the place in. Actually, I gotta start chopping it down. My citrus. That's a tangelo. There's some basil right there. ground cover starting to do its thing. I have tomatillo, sweet potato on the ground over there. That right here, this is a kind of a cool one. This one is called jungle peanut, and it actually makes a big peanut under there, but I'm just going to use it as a ground cover. This runner is Malabar spinach. It's edible, kind of an invasive vine a little bit, but I'll let it do its thing. Sweet potato, starting to do it. It just rained all last night, so it's nice and wet today. Squash, looking beautiful. It's leaving me a few squash here and there. That is soursop, or guanabana in Spanish. Now look at this pile. Like, I don't even have to collect cardboard now. Everyone just brings me cardboard. They feel better about throwing away, bringing me cardboard instead of throwing it away. So it's starting to become a little bit of a neighborhood cardboard dump. This is another soursop or guanabana. I got a few more papayas in here. I got just a choke load of papayas. So after I dragged the chicken tractor through here, I dug a big hole where the chicken tractor was, and I buried some wood here, and I covered it back up and made a little hugelkultur. I've been kind of just dumping my excess dirt there as I dig my holes, so I don't have to actually dump it far. So I planted a few pineapple there, so they'll be watered by the wood that will be trapped in there. And there's a little bit of a down slope right here, so as this water runs in, this will catch it, and the water will stay inside there, and the wood will hold the water. So here's some more squash. These are volunteer squash from the chicken tractor. After I pulled the chickens out, I saw a few little volunteer squash saying, "Hey, let me live." And I was like, "All right, guys, I'll let you live." So they're starting to be happy there. But yeah, so my food grove is doing it just as I expected. My neighborhood thought I was a little crazy when I first started this project, but now they're all asking me, "What is growing in there? What are you doing, dude?" And I actually just was hired to do the same thing at my neighbor's yard now. So the neighborhood has been lit, and this is about to double in size next door, so it'll almost be continuous. So why grow lawns when you have this? And this is so much more enjoyable than mowing the lawn. I don't have to mow this. I barely weed it. I don't water it. I just enjoy it, and I'll be enjoying it for years to come. So I think this is going to wrap up this little video, because I feel like I'm in a good spot with this food grove now, and it's in a happy state. I'm guessing that the ground cover, I gotta put more ground cover in to start covering up this cardboard, because the cardboard is starting to decay. But it's making just great soil. Here, I'll show you what's looking like. When I first planted these pioneer species, I planted them before I laid the cardboard down, and I actually had to plant them with a pickaxe. The ground was so hard. And now this ground is so soft that I actually been planting with a hand shovel. I got a few good layers of cardboard down, as you can see though. Trying to get to the bottom to show you the soil. This is what the soil is looking like now. It's just crumbly, moist, alive soil. And there's just always just choke amount of bugs down here doing their job. They're eating each other, they're pooping, they're making life. And grass doesn't make life, because grass is only one layer. And this is a few layers of cardboard is like adding 6 inches of mulch. And it's instant. And it's widely available. We got to use the crumbling pieces of the current system as building blocks to build the next system.